I'm going on Khamzat, man. If
You're
he goes
saying-
out there and picks him up like he did the Leech and starts talking to Dana, slams him down, proceeds to break his face like he did with Robert Whittaker and multiple other guys, how can you deny this guy's greatness and his skill? There's a difference between knocking somebody out, in my opinion, and going out there and manhandling them and letting them know there's nothing you can do. You are here now and you are mine. Like, there's something devious about that, and he enjoys it.
Honestly, I love Chimaev, man. That guy, he's another one. You know, his wrestling and his tenacity is. I mean, he's one of the best MMA wrestlers we've ever seen in the sport. So I always lean towards the wrestling, but the cardio aspect of it for me is just too much. You know, anytime where I think it's like a close fight, I have to always go into cardio. And I know Chimaev has been working on his cardio, but sometimes when you work so hard on something and then you get into that fight and, oh my God, I'm still tired. Like, is it almost worse that you did all that stuff and now it didn't change as much as you maybe thought it was going to change? Is that a brain F for yourself? So I think DDP is going to win this fight just because of that. Now I could see if DDP loses, he's going to get finished in the first 3 rounds. But if I had to put all my money on it, I would go DDP on this one.
But guys, I'm going to give you my pick. I didn't look at the odds makers. I don't want to see any of that. I'm telling you, I'm picking Khamzat Chimaev. He's going to go in there round 1 in the first minute. He's going to get the fight to the ground. In 60 seconds, guys, start your timer. And in 60 seconds, probably he's going to get the fight to the ground. I think it's a high probability. He's going to get him to the ground. He's going to mangle him. He's going to work. He's going to look great in round 1. Round 2 or round 1, he gets a finish, hopefully. Okay, now could he make it to the distance and win by decision? I'm going to say yes. Yes, he can win the first 3 rounds. Maybe win the first 2, chill in the third, maybe lose a third and come back hard to win the 4th or the 5th. I believe he's going to be able to pull it off.
DDP will not give up. That's what we love about him. He will not give up. DDP will continue to try. And if DDP continues to try, and if Khamzat Chimaev hasn't done his work with that cardio, then I see DDP definitely turning this one around. But for me, this is a very, very tough one, but I think Khamzat Chimaev might actually go out there and get it done.
But yeah, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that Khamzat could realize success in rounds 4 and 5 because he's a monster who wants it very badly and works as hard as anyone. If anything, his work ethic has been an issue at times that he has worked too hard. Cardiovascular strength, right? Plus sheer will is a very powerful thing, right? So we know Dricus has a great cardio base.
Yeah.
Right. So, but when you have the cardio and the will, right? Because you can always get a second win potentially. If you see fighters get a second win even when they gas out, right? But I think Khamzat Chimaev not only has that amazing cardio base, right, that he has sort of fortified, I think, during this training camp, but the will, right? Because his will is going to be tested by Du Plessis. And you know, in terms of the Hunger Games and just sheer will, that Du Plessis got buckets of it. So that's, I think, where Chimaev's going to be tested, and I think he's going to pass that test.
There's a lot of little things you can do to manipulate position, manipulate their mechanics to give you that little bit of space. Dricus is going to try and find them. Can Chimaev stop that from happening? Maybe. Let's see. But I am going with the underdog. In the co-main event, I went with the underdog. And and the main event here with Dricus Du Plessis, I'm going with the underdog.
And I just look at the fact that I think Dricus is in that position where he's good on the ground. He is not near as good as Chimaev. And people can sit there and bullshit all they want. He does have a good ground game. Chimaev's got a better one. And you can go off of that, Josh. You can take a look at what he did with Luke Rockhold just in grappling. Okay, when he handles Luke that way, it's telling you the level of what he is, and he's proved it in the cage. He's done it, when we've watched him in tape, in practices and stuff. The guy is freaking special. I'm just gonna say it. I've watched him too many times, and there's a reason why he's undefeated. So I'm being honest. I go with the betting odds.
Do you really?
I do. I picked Chimaev to win that fight.
And I hate to be one of the masses, but I'm with everybody else on this. Like this is over in the first or early second round, because Dricus just gets overwhelmed early, and then he's hurt badly, and then gets finished either late in the first round, somewhere in the first round, or early in the second round. Or Dricus survives all that. He survives it all and turns it around, slowly but surely turns it around, and ends up winning late in the fifth round, or a close decision, because the first rounds were so bad that he had to win the last 3 rounds, something like that. So, but I'm more leaning towards the first one. As of today, I'm going to pick Khamzat, despite what the world might think, how I feel about Khamzat. They think I hate him.
Could Khamzat go out there and absolutely steamroll DDP?
Yes.
Yes. Is it there for DDP to make this a dogfight and get up and keep, and like every time he gets up, he's going to get up, and as soon as they disengage, he's going to be right on them, punching them, getting them tired, getting back up. I'm going to pick DDP.
Damn.
Honestly, I mean, I think too many people are counting out Chimaev's cardio. I think where Habib said it best, if he stands up with him and strikes with him, I think he'll do well. DDP is an awkward style, but he does get hit a lot. And he breaks a lot of guys with fatigue. If Chimaev doesn't come out super hard in the first round, trying to take him down and letting out all his energy, I think he'll be fine if he keeps it standing. And then maybe the later rounds, you try to wear on him a little bit, but you don't want to go out for that kill in the first round. And DDP just plays defensively. He's strong, obviously. And then you end up burning yourself out for 4 rounds. So he needs to be smart, especially in this 5-round fight. But I got Chimaev. I think Chimaev's a lot crisper on the feet, and definitely crisper on the ground.
I just think on the ground, Khamzat will be offensively all over him, but Dricus has to be defensively sound to not get submitted or get TKO. Yeah, Khamzat, from what you've already said, he showed his hand. He's gonna go after him from the get-go. But DDP, I think, can weather the storm and probably finish Khamzat later on, because Khamzat, if it gets to round 3, 4, 5, it's gonna be a problem. It probably won't get to round 5. I say round 3 or 4, DDP. But if Khamzat's gonna win, it's gonna be in the first round. It's gonna be impressive. It's gonna be like spectacular. It's gonna be violent. But yeah, I'm gonna go with DDP. I like having DDP as the champion because I think it's still inspiring to, a lot of Africans, especially South Africans as well. Like the way me and Kamaru and Francis did for, the continent as the 3 kings. He can do that now solely as the African champion in the UFC. So yeah, I think he'll get it done. I think he's just stubborn. I'm gonna go Dricus by late TKO.
I'm gonna say Khamzat, and I've been telling absolutely everyone exactly the same thing. If DDP wins this fight, I am never betting against this man ever again in my life, because there's just I feel like a lot of people feel the same way. There's something about his style that's not appealing but successful. We usually see through my kind of point style or Khamzat's wrestling, like you can kind of see the obvious. His not so obvious is probably just the fact that he knows how to be tough and grind out a win. That might just be his talent. You know what I mean? He's okay enough, well, like in terms of his mixed martial arts skill, to just figure out a way to success, and that might be his thing.
I'll tell you right now, I love Khamzat, but I feel good about this fight for Dricus. I don't think there's no stone turned unturned, or whatever the hell that saying is.
No, so he's left no stone unturned. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he's so damn confident. And when you look at Khamzat's fights that he had the hardest time with, Gilbert and Kamaru, Gilbert was in that fight, and he's the one that showed that he was human, how you could weather that storm.
Yes.
And Kamaru, arguably in a 5-round fight, he might have came out ahead, and he took it off the couch.
Yeah. And while Chimaev absolutely can win this fight, I think he can win it early. I think he can win it in the middle of the fight, and I think he can win it at the end of the fight. But you can't doubt someone like DDP. I think they are truly built different down in South Africa. Just they're used to adversity. They have a quiet strength and confidence about them. And I think DDP says it best about his style. He's not the best at striking. He's not the best at submissions. He's not the best at wrestling, but he may be the best at MMA. And right now, I'm going to favor him. I think his size, his durability are going to be the X factors here. But Chimaev, with his explosiveness, his speed, his athleticism, and of course, his what I think is a superior skill set, is going to be a lot for DDP to handle. But I got to go with the truly proven commodity here in Dricus Du Plessis. But either way, I think it's going to be a banger of a fight.
So this is really, I can't go if I'm going to give you a pick. It's hard to go against picking Chimaev. I don't see anybody. I'm going to put weight aside now. We can't put weight aside. They're in those weight classes. I understand that, bud. But if we put weight aside, the only guy I can see with the package physically, technically, mentally, that comes close to someone I would say, yeah, I could see him beating Chimaev, that would be Topuria. That's how I look at it. You know, if he was the same weight.
This fight interests me so much because, like I said, I haven't seen a big enough sample size of Chimaev against top-level competition, and Dricus is always counted out. So when I look at this fight, I go, man, this sets up to be a perfect champion silences the critics kind of moment, right? Like, I don't know. It's one of those moments. Or you have the guy that rises and just shuts Josh Thompson up. Exactly what it is. So I'm not a Chimaev hater. I enjoy watching DDP fight. I am leaning towards DDP.
I will not at all be surprised if DDP is able to withstand the storm and then, either outpoint him in a decision or even find something later on in the fight. I just think that early storm is going to be a bit too much. And part of what really swayed me, to be honest with you, is I went back and I watched the Brunson fight, and I didn't necessarily love what I saw in the Brunson fight. And I imagined if Derek Brunson was Khamzat Chimaev, that Dricus probably would have been finished. Yeah. And when you look at the last 4 opponents he's had, Strickland, Adesanya, Strickland, Whitaker, none of those guys are looking to offensively wrestle.
I do believe he might take Dricus down, might control him a little bit. I don't believe Dricus will get knocked out. I don't think he's going to get cut. I don't think he's going to get finished. I do believe Dricus is going to fight through all that, get strong, get up. And I think if he's slowing down the way he's slowed down against Kamaru, against me, against a couple other fighters, that the fight went late. But I do believe a late finish, not even that late. I think 4th round, 3rd to 4th round, Dricus will get a finish. Yes, that's my prediction.
Well, it's hard for me to go against anybody that's training at Jackson. You got to respect, the camaraderie. But Khamzat, he's always been a beast every time I've seen him fight. So I'm going to go with Khamzat. I think he's going to take it. I'm thinking around the 3rd round.
I'm gonna go with Dricus. I think Dricus is gonna shock the world. I think he's gonna drag it out. I think he's gonna survive. He's gonna survive those onslaughts. And I feel like when you look at Khamzat and you look at his fights and who he trains with, who he's wrestled with, he's gonna get a takedown. He's gonna score a takedown. When you combine that with his jiu-jitsu and his control and his finishing ability, he's gonna attack subs. He's gonna take him down. He's gonna jump on his neck. I just feel like Dricus is gonna defend, wear him out, get him into some sort of sloppy, unorthodox striking, and just walk him down and fatigue him. Yeah, I'm going with Dricus. I think Dricus wins.
I've been leaning towards Dricus Du Plessis for the longest time, and I'm not going to let fight week paranoia and insanity and schizophrenia ruin my pick of Dricus Du Plessis. Du Plessis is going to survive the grappling in round 1 of Khamzat Chimaev, in my opinion. And I think after that, Do I think Chimaev will never get a takedown again? No. But once they're sweaty, and once they've been through a couple rounds, and once they've scrapped it out a little bit in the fight, and they've gone back and forth in some scrambles, I think we're going to see Dricus start to take over.
I do believe that DDP is going to get the job done in the later rounds. Even if it goes decision, I am going with the King of Africa, DDP.
I think DDP is going to surprise everyone again. He's fucking tough motherfucker. He's got that dog in him, and hopefully I get to see him soon. I really don't care, man. It's like respect, and like at the end of the day, to me, like, you know what I mean? So whoever has the belt is who I want, because the belt is what changes lives, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like the person, I don't care. I'll fight anybody.